What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to another football chatter video. Today, FPL released 20 player prices, and we are so thrilled that it's back. Now, midway through next week, we should have the full game up and running, but today we only have, like I said, 20 player prices, one from each team. We'll be running through them in this video. Then I will be showing you my first draft from those 20 players. So it's only those 20 players, not the whole game. I'm not going to guess prices. And this draft, the target is to update the draft slowly and steadily, and we will be building something magnificent. Now, if that's something you're into, then sit back, relax, and watch the video, or skip to your desired part. Does not really matter, but please like and subscribe to the video and help me grow this channel, trying to start again from scratch. So, the first prize we had was Erling Haaland. He was 15 million in FPL. Now that is a huge chunk of our budget, and it is going to be very hard to include him in the team as long as you're going to keep Mo Salah and Ollie Watkins and all these other players. As you can see, Mo Salah is 12.5 million and Ollie Watkins is 9 million. Now these guys are very expensive and they're going to take up a big chunk of your budget, and there's going to be almost no way for you to be competitive with other people and have those three together in your squad. So you're going to have to pick and choose who do you want out of these guys. The Egyptian King for 12.5, the Norwegian Viking for 15, or the English hero Ollie Watkins for 9 million. Now the other ones we had, Bruno Fernandes 8.5. I think that's a pretty fair price. Kai Havertz for 8 as well, being the striker for Arsenal. Brilliant. He was brilliant last season for Arsenal as the lone striker. First half of the season didn't really get up and running. Second half of the season, brilliant. Jean-Philippe Mateta really kicked off for Crystal Palace, and he gets a £7.5 million price, and it's going to be very tempting to include him. Maybe a little bit on the high side with 7.5, especially since Ivan Toney is 7.5 million as well. Anthony Gordon got 7.5 million as well. Now, Ivan Toney plays for Brentford. If he gets that big move in his penalty take or elsewhere, then of course go for Ivan Toney. Looks like a brilliant player for you guys just to have. And then Anthony Gordon, like I said, 7.5 million. His run at home at St. James's Park was insanely good, so I'm thinking there's some value there. Now Jared Bowen is also 7.5 million. I think I'd rather go with Anthony Gordon, but Jared Bowen, we know what he can do. He's a fancy asset that we all know and love. Richarlison, 7 million. Also, he, along with Kai Havertz, have been moved to the forward department, not a midfielder anymore, so maybe a little less tempting there. The injury gang, 6.5 million, Pedro Neto, Christopher and Nkunku, and Solly March. Now, all three 6.5 million, and Nkunku is an absolute steal if he can remain fit. There's less question marks about him and Solly March, more question marks about Pedro Neto, who does not seem to be able to shake those injuries. Now, he is being rumoured to go to Arsenal. Now, if Arsenal actually sign Pedro Neto, I don't see him as an option. He'll be a backup for Saka and probably Martinelli and fighting with Trossard, and it's just going to be a mess for him. But Christopher Nkunku and Solly March, both brilliant options at 6.5 million for their respective teams. Now, Callum Hudson-Odoi, 5.5 million, and Antoine Semenyo, both 5.5 million. Now, could represent value, both midfielders. So Semenyo has been moved from forward to midfielder. I mean, there's some value there. You could go with Callum Hudson-Odoi. Nottingham Forest have some decent fixtures at the start of the season. Haven't really checked Semenyo's fixtures because he does not appeal to me that much. But again, 5.5 isn't much, and you could easily use these guys as enablers. Then you have Jordan Pickford and Bernd Leno, the only goalkeepers we had in the game. 5 million each. Now, I really like that pricing because 5 million for a goalkeeper for like kind of a mid-table side. Jordan Pickford was the best goalkeeper in FPL last season, and Bernd Leno was third best along with Andrew Onana. So they deserve their 5 million prices. Had they gone in at 4.5, I saw some people on Twitter starting to wonder why they weren't 4.5, or, being a little disappointed they weren't 4.5. I completely disagree with that. 5 million is the price that they should be at. Completely fair. Ricardo Pereira, Leif Davis, and Taylor Harwood Bellis. I'm hoping I'm not butchering any names there. They're the three defenders that we have, so Pereira, 4.5 million, very attacking, but is he nailed on when Justin is there? And maybe Leicester want to sign a player to do that role. I don't know. Leif Davis, brilliant player, takes some set pieces. He had 18 assists last season and 2 goals in the championship. So watch out for him. He might be a really nice option if Ipswich manage to keep a couple of clean sheets. And finally, it's Taylor Harwood-Bellis, the 4 million starter for Southampton. Yes, you heard that right. Starting centre back. Now, that is just what I'm hearing from Southampton fans. He should start all their games, and that's absolutely fine and fantastic. But now let's get into the first draft. So I've assembled the first draft. You will notice that on the bench we are missing 2 defenders. That is a simple reason there's a simple reason for it. We only got 3 defenders, with the price reveals, and I told you guys at the start of the video, the rules are I can only use the 20 players that were selected for the price reveals, and that means that automatically Leno and Pickford are in. Starting Pickford instead of Leno because I'm more likely to keep him in the draft. And of course the defense is Davis, Harwood-Bellis and Pereira. We don't have to discuss this too much. The only player I think I might not want from that defense is Pereira. I could see myself going with Harwood-Bellis as a budget enabler, but that's all he's going to be. And then I could see myself going with Leif Davis as sort of the attacking threat from fullback, but that will depend on other pricing, so I'm very unlikely to keep him in my team as well. In midfield, I've gone with the Egyptian King, Mo Salah. I think he's going to have a terrific season. Arne Slot could put him into like a different position that's closer to the goal instead of the byline. And he's going to be more goal threatening, maybe getting a few more tap-ins than he did last season. And also, I heard from a Liverpool friend of mine that he is on for some records. And if he gets those records, he's going to really have to step up because everybody feels that this might be his last season. Fans, and they think Salah thinks it, and they think that Liverpool think it, that this is going to be his last season in the Premier League. So I'm expecting a huge season from Salah, unless Arne Slot, of course, miserably fails with this team, which I don't think will happen necessarily. Now, Bruno Fernandes, he's there, 8.5 million, I think is a really good value for him as a midfielder. And if we just look at the fixtures, Fulham at Old Trafford could be very decent. Brighton away, Liverpool at home are very tricky. Then it's Southampton, Palace and Spurs. So mixed fixtures from the start for Bruno Fernandes. But the thing with him, and the thing with Manchester United, they are making moves in the market. They're trying to get Ugarte, they're trying to get Xerxes, they're trying to get De Ligt. It's just everything about that team is screaming at me that they are doing all they can to fix their problems and issues. And, the hierarchy at Man United, they've managed to kind of clear out a bit of rubbish who have been controlling the club. And the control of the club is actually starting to look like it's in capable hands. And I think if they get Ugarte to be that defensive midfielder, Mainoo's there as well, and then you put Bruno Fernandes in that hole, in that number 10 role, I mean, we could be in for a treat at 8.5 million. Now, 7.5 million Gordon, like I said, he was brilliant last season. You got to keep him in the squad. His fixtures look like this: Southampton, Bournemouth, then Spurs, then Wolves, then Fulham, then Man City. So not bad at all. Yes, only 3 home matches. You get 2 away in 4th and 5th. 2 home matches are against Spurs and Man City. It's all mixed, but Gordon is an asset, so I'm not necessarily gonna be annoyed at that. Now, Jared Bowen, he's in there as well, ahead of Neto and March. I just want to see them stay fit before I try and go for them, and Bowen is a good asset. Mixed fixtures, as you can see. But like I said, this is only the 20 that were released right now, so there's still a chance of that changing. And Kunku is there as well in midfield. Yes, he's a midfielder now, forgot to say that. But the fixtures are kind of mixed. He could be benched against Man City, and then he could just play him for the rest of his games if he's starting. Watch out for that in preseason if Nkunku is starting, and where is he playing on the pitch, because he could be playing that striker role. Probably not going to do that, but he could. And then the 3 forwards, you can notice that there is no Erling Haaland. I love that 15 million price. He is out of the team for now. Maybe he'll be back. He'll probably be back. Anyway, Watkins, the English hero. I mean, got them into the final in the Euros. Absolutely fantastic. 9 million. The guy was brilliant last season. It's a bit tricky, West Ham away, Arsenal at home. But then it's Leicester, Everton, Wolves and Ipswich. I mean, come on, if you're not going to have Ollie Watkins for that, you might be ruining that in when the season rolls in a bit. But anyway, Havertz, gotta have him, even though Arsenal have quite a tricky start to the season. Wolves, Aston Villa, Brighton, Spurs, Man City, Leicester. I mean, it's quite tricky. But I do like Kai Havertz, so he is in the team for now. Probably not going to stick with him. I think I might just go double Arsenal defense. We'll see how we roll. And then, of course, my hero from last season, Jean-Philippe Mateta. He is absolutely fantastic. Ignore the fixtures. He stays triple captain. Everything he gets. No, I'm kidding. But yeah, he's in for now, ahead of Ivan Toney, because if you look at Toney's fixtures, I don't have them right now, but we can look them up. Toney's fixtures right here. Crystal Palace at home, then Liverpool, Southampton, Man City, Spurs, West Ham. Brentford have quite a difficult run. So Toney is out, Mateta is in. This is the team from the 20 players. I'm very excited that this is starting, that we're finally able to put a team together, knowing the prices. But this is only a 20 player pool, so do let me know in the comments below what you thought of this video, what you thought of the team, what would you change, is there any player that I'm forgetting, that I'm not, that I should be thinking about more. And yeah, I'm looking forward to see how this changes. But I've been the Football Chatter. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please help me share the video and get it out there, because I'm trying to rejuvenate this channel. Thank you very much for watching. Please like and subscribe. Goodbye.